Is we offer the use of the new civilian TASER Pulse, which is this. We offer that to civilians and the public because it's an alternative to carrying a gun. In Oklahoma, we love our guns, but this tool can be carried pretty much virtually everywhere, and there are no laws or no permits, anything like that. Your child, if you permitted a child, could carry this legally. But it's a safe escape tool, so we would fire this. It's a 30-second neuromuscular incapacitation, so it locks them up, and then you get away. If you get away, make a police report, they arrest this guy. If they don't find your TASER, then I'll give you a new one for free. That's a $400 value. I'll give it to you for free. And if that happens over and over again, I'll give you a new one for free with a police report again. And we're going to do documentation on this. We are the first company in the world, literally, to do what we do. I've partnered up with TASER International, and I'm one of 13 people in the world that is certified to train civilians on the use of this TASER. So, obviously we're doing this for exposure. Officer Matt Lytle with the Keeper Police Department has graciously decided that he would come and help us with this event, and he's going to take a TASER ride. It's a 5-second ride in his case because I want to continue to be friends with him after we're done. So, and he's assured me that he will snipe me in my sleep if I go past 5 seconds. So we're going to have a timer on this. This is Officer Matt Lytle, Keeper Police Department. Let's give him a hand because there are men and women in this room, myself included, who have been tased before, and he has been tased before, so he knows what's coming. Once he is tased for 5 seconds, or ever how long that ride would last, in his case 5 seconds, but he can't do anything. He's done. Now, there are cases, you guys have seen them on the news before, where the TASER didn't work or whatever, and there's a lot of anomalies with that. We're not going to go into that necessarily, but just know the ones you see on the news are the only ones you see on the news, and that's all the ones where it didn't work. There are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of them that did work, and quite frankly, and I think there are men and women in this room that would agree with me, the police officers, that it's probably the greatest tool invention since the gun for police officers, because it's literally saved thousands and thousands of lives over the years. So with that, I'm going to introduce my spotters. Desiree, where are you at, sir? Right here? Desiree, come on up. And what we do is, Randy, come on up. What we do is we use a spotter on him so that whenever he is tased, he will fall down. So we got to have somebody to hold him and take him to the ground gently. So this is Desiree. I go to church here with Desiree. This is Randy Sutton. Anybody heard that name? Yeah, right. He's in his own mind. In his own mind, absolutely. And he is the voice of American law enforcement. So if you don't know who this man is, he has a radio show, forgive me, the Blue
Lives Radio, the voice of American law enforcement, on the American Out Loud Network.
Absolutely. And so he is our voice when we need a voice, because sometimes we don't get a voice, and this man right here will be our voice. So I think I've explained. Is there any questions real quick, and we'll talk about this just real fast? If not, then we'll get started. Okay?
I want to say I apologize for any foul language.
That could happen. That could happen. Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to put Matt right here. Come on up just a little bit. Matt right there. And what we're going to do is lock arms with Matt. Now, police officers, when we tase in our policies and procedures, we're supposed to holler taser, taser, taser to give the bad guy an advantage and know that we're going to deploy a taser. I don't know, but we're supposed to do that. In the civilian world, you would not do that. You would just pull your taser out and you would take care of business, okay? So I'm just going to count to 3. I need a timer. Where is my timer? I just need a timer on a cell phone, Jason. 5 seconds, cue it up for me. And you scream very loud, just if I go over 5 seconds, he assures me he's going to not be my friend anymore. So then I'll only have one left. So the TASER, I'm going to show you on the wall here, it's got a laser on it. You can see that, and there's a small light. You can't really see that light, but low light situations, maybe in your home or something like that. So this beam is going to be right about the top of his neck, just a little bit lower, about his shoulder blades, and then the other bar is going to come down at an angle, and then it'll get him right about here. So we're going to go to one side of his back, kind of stay out of the spinal area in this demonstration. But that's what you're going to hear a loud pop. You might smell a little ozone, and then you're going to hear a lot of loud noise coming from that possibly. So Are we ready? So 1, 2, 3. All right, let's hear it. So, Matt, just load in a lap for me, and I'll get the mark out just one moment. You know, I want to show you all this. This is not a phaser. This is not a stun gun. It can be used as one. Randy, you stay up here. It can be used as one. Okay, it can be used as one. That's if you have a close encounter and you need to get rid of somebody, then you got that. But I want to make sure you understand the delineation. It's not a stun gun. It's not used for a stun gun. It's used to do exactly this. Matt, were you able to move or do anything? He was screaming, exactly. So these copper wires come out, and that's what conducts this electricity to the person. This is 15 feet, and then civilian use, you're allowed to have 15 feet. Police officers get a little more of a leeway, so there's a couple of different ones they're allowed to use up to, I think it's 30 feet. 35, okay, Matt's an instructor, so he would know that specifically in the police side. So I'm going to take these darts out. What you guys got to understand about these darts is they're like a fish hook. It's a straight dart, and it's about a 1/2 inch long, and then it's got a back barb on it like a fish hook does. Now, he won't feel these coming out because it's numb there right now from this. That's what I was worried about, that it was going to hurt to take those out. Well, it was the other part that hurt. So I was pleasantly surprised with that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put my fingers right here on Matt's back, and we're just going to push down right there, pull up really fast. Next one right here, push down, pull up really fast. And that's it. He's done, except for, I might have to buy you a shirt. So you can't see it real well. Thank you, Matt. Let's give Matt a big hand again. You can't see it, but it does have a small barb on it. The new ones, as soon as they run out of these, TASER told me, I was down in Scottsdale just a while ago, and TASER told me that they were actually putting another barb on these, so they're going to stay in the skin. And you want that whenever you're out here using your device if you were to get in a situation. So that's it. 5 seconds, he's done, but this would go as long as 30, and then you can escape from your assailant or your attacker. My wife was a nurse, or is a nurse, and she hospitals and corridors and stuff like that, and she's not allowed to carry a gun into her job because they would tell her to go home. So this gives her a great option. Realtors, virtually anybody. Your kids going to college. There's actually some data out there where one of the college girls was being attacked, and she went to the blue light. She tased the guy, went to the blue light, made the phone call, said, "Hang on a second, I'll be back." Ran back, pulled the trigger again, got another 30 seconds going, ran back to the phone, told her what was going on, ran back and got him again. So he had to stay there while she basically told the police what was going on so we could come and help her. So greatest invention in law enforcement, and now it's been offered to the public. And again, in our state and in most states, you don't have to have a concealed permit. You don't have to buy anything other than this. We offer a class, a 4-hour class. We usually teach them right here. And the total package for that with the TASER is $499.99. So about less than half of what you can buy a gun and then get licensed to carry, and then you got to be careful about where you carry that gun. Whereas this, again, there's no laws. If a police officer went into a store and saw a 15-year-old kid carrying it, he'd say, "Hey, good for you. There's no laws." So I'm not recommending necessarily we put these in the hands of 15-year-olds, but the point is I just want to really drive that home to you guys. The laws for guns are much, much different than this. And this is not even considered a weapon as such, it's considered a safe escape tool. So, anybody have any questions? Yes, sir?
How do you maintain the charge?
Okay, it's there's a small battery inside the handle, and you just push this back, and the battery drops out. That battery will do approximately 50 30-second rides, as they call it, and then you can just replace the battery. And we have those batteries, obviously. And then the cartridge, as you know, is a one-time shot. The kit, and I didn't bring it up here, that's good, right? It comes in a nice kit, a nice box. It's got 2 cartridges, it's got target that you can practice with, which, guys, look, the practice with this compared to a gun is a one-day thing. And you know how to do that. Everybody knows how to hold a gun, how to aim a gun, but to become very proficient with that gun, you have to practice a lot. And that's very important when you're pulling the trigger of the gun. But this, it's got the laser. They've already at the factory set that laser up to 15 feet. You're going to hit your target. Any other questions? Guys, this is the world's first civilian taser. Well, they had some, but this is the world's first that looks like a gun, and they decided to do that because the other ones looked like some Star Trek stuff, and they just didn't fit in your hand good, and they just were kind of weird. So they came up with the idea that, if we make it look like a gun, everybody knows how to hold a gun and aim a gun. And that's why this was developed. And this has only been out on the market now for about 18 months, almost 2 years, give or take. But we're just now getting out really to the public and showing them. So again, Protech Personal Defense, if you guys are interested, there's some flyers on your way out the door. I really appreciate your time. It was obviously trying to do a promo here for you guys as well, but also I want to get the information to you and your loved ones, because I think if you talk to a police officer, they can all attest to you that this is a great tool to have in your arsenal, even if you carry a gun. Okay. All right, so if there's no more questions, guys.
ProtechPD.com.
I'm sorry?
ProtechPD.com.
ProtechPD.com. Go to our website, check us out. My business coach is in here somewhere, and he's, yeah, okay. There. Check us out on there. We're on Facebook, Twitter. Yes, ma'am. Okay. In our classes, what we teach that law enforcement has to be real careful about using their tasers in most events. We have to target certain areas if we can. Large muscle groups, thighs, the back, whatever. We teach civilians that the difference between a civilian and a law enforcement officer is that if you tase somebody in a situation, you're going to be a hero. You're going to be on the 6 o'clock news. They're going to talk about how you didn't have to kill somebody, you didn't have to take a life, but you warded that off. That bad guy's in jail now, or at least didn't attack you, didn't hurt you or your family member, and he's still alive. Unless you're just sadistic, that's a good thing, right? So, you're going to hit this guy, and he's going to lock up, and you're going to be manic, and you're just going to get out of it. 30 seconds is a long time. In our class, we teach that we turn this on, and we just go for 30 seconds in a moment of silence. And people, I can clear this room in 30 seconds. They clear airplanes about that fast. So it's a long, long time to do that. So if you have to shoot them wherever, just put that laser on and try to keep the tool up and down like this, or if they're laying down, whatever, then you would come and do the whole gangster style thing. But you want to go with the long part of their body. If an officer tased somebody and one of the barbs hit an eyeball or something, for instance, there's going to be some, there's going to be some things we're going to have to deal with. But you got away, you didn't get attacked, or a family member, or if you see something going on and you take care of that guy, I really believe you're going to be ready to hero. The problem is we don't have a lot of data on these yet. We don't have a lot of exposures out in the field. Yes, ma'am. So, TASER International has actually got footage where they tased bears. Now, look, if you're 15 feet from a bear, I think we can probably. But yes, if you're out jogging or running, and we recommend these to runners because they're so lightweight, and you get attacked or a dog's attacking a child or whatever, this will work absolutely on an animal, just like it would human beings, absolutely. And they've done that before. Officers have tased dogs before. So probably somebody in this room has probably tased a dog at one time or another. When an officer shoots somebody's pet, it's tough for that family, but that officer has to take care of business when he's dealing with that pet. And sometimes, they've tased them with the taser, and it's been better for everybody. You have any questions? You back? You have a question? I couldn't hear him. What did you have? I want to leave that dog alone. So, anyway, guys, we go through this class. It's a 4-hour class, and then you get to deploy your taser into a target. We do not do live exposures in the classroom. That's just, I think it's just a thing that we would rather not do for folks because we want them to like us when we're done again. You can make an interview real quick. But all right, so is that it? Anybody got any other questions? All right, cool, thank you. Well, again, ProtechPD.com. We have some flyers at the door. If you know somebody or you're interested, then please look us up. We're going to be doing some radio stuff soon. You guys are going to hear us. We're going to probably try to do an event with one of the local news stations also, and we'll be on that so you guys can see some more of that stuff. All right, thank you.